This is longtime gamer Venry Fairden introducing Uncle Troy's Minecraft videos.
Hello there folks, this is Uncle Troy. Today we're playing a little Minecraft. Our multiplayer server is currently offline of something about a bad hard drive and that they are having to replace it. So in the meantime we cannot play our multiplayer world, which is where I've been playing my Let's Play here recently. And rather than start a new Let's Play, I thought I would play around in creative mode a little. And you all know how much I enjoy putting buckets of lava on top of mountains and just watching it cascade down. That's just kind of my thing. See how this one over here is looking? Oh, that one's going to be nice. Alrighty, so the other day I got a question about how I learned to do redstone. I think they were referring to I think we're about to lose a couple chickens. Anyway, I think they were referring to the melon farm there in my multiplayer world. So I thought I would show how to make a melon farm automated using redstone. So first of all, we need a relatively flat open area. And I made my pumpkin farm, or excuse me, my melon farm indoors. And actually, somebody else on the server made the farm. I just automated it. Alright, so first we're going to need us some melon seeds, which normally you would find in caves, no, not caves, in abandoned mine shafts. So that's about the only reason I know to go to abandoned mine shafts is because you can get melon seeds. Alright, so if you hoe out a few spaces, plant melon seeds. However, since there is no water in the immediate area, that soil will not stay hydrated and the melons will not grow. So you also need a bucket of water. And I like to cover my water up so that it doesn't, things don't fall in it. And since you can hydrate out to 4 spaces from each water source block, I go ahead and build it on out this way. Oops. And, make it nice. Plus, I think if you have higher light levels, the seeds grow faster. But we have bone meal, so we don't even need that, because we can make the seeds grow to full plants immediately. And when I start a new world or a multiplayer world or whatever, one of the first things I do is look for a skeleton dungeon with a skeleton spawner, because then you get unlimited bone meal. Alright, now the current 1.0.0 version of Minecraft, these melons will never actually grow, these melon stalks will never actually grow a melon because there is no tilled earth next to them. So we will till the earth. And if I was half as good as I thought I was, by now we would already have a melon growing, but we don't. So we are going to cheat and say, hey, look, a melon. Look, a melon grew. See, the little stalk is bent over toward it. And normally you would just walk up to that and punch it a few times, tunk, 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 and it would go poof. And then you would have melon in your inventory, and then you would help. But we don't want to do that. We want to automate it. And to automate it, we're going to need sticky pistons and redstones. And sticky pistons are great because if, for example, you have a block on top of them, my stupid mouse is glitching out on me again. See that? And now if there was a melon on top of that, say one had grown there, then when you hit the button, it causes the melon to split into several melon slices. And that is exactly what we are going to do over here. Let's clean all this up. Now, using our handy shovel, which in creative mode we don't really need, but hey, I just like having one. we are going to dig out underneath. Okay, now this is the block that the melons are growing on. So we need to clean out one block underneath. And actually I went one too deep here, didn't I? And now we want to put some sticky pistons down here facing up. And as you can see, that's not working because the sticky pistons are trying to face toward us. And I think if we put a row of blocks back here, oops, we can stand high enough that we can look down and place the sticky pistons. Oops. Tell you what, this mouse is going to drive me crazy. I had to retire my other mouse because it was glitching out like that. Okay, so now we need redstone repeaters. And you can look up redstone repeaters in the wiki. But the point is, if we just ran redstone wire back, alright, if you run redstone wire into the back of a piston, it connects. You can see it connects. But if you're running redstone wire along a piston, it does not connect. But if you run redstone wire along a repeater, it does connect, and the repeater always applies power forward. Cannot stop doing it. Now we just need a way to get power to this, which we could do with a button. Now if we have a button on this wall here, then when the button's pushed, when the button is pushed, it supplies power to this wire, which supplies power to all these repeaters, which pushes up all these blocks and harvests the melons. And then all you have to do is fill in all this. Stupid mouse. Alright, let me tell you the story of the mouse. I've had the same mouse for years and years and years and years. Yes, that's working just fine. Had the same mouse for years, and the only problem I ever had with the mouse was that sometimes when I would center click with the middle mouse button, mouse 3 I think most people call it, when I would center click, sometimes it would double, triple, quadruple click, but hardly ever used. I mean, no, who uses a center mouse button for anything? I mean, mostly I just used it for web browsing, and even then I thought, well, maybe it's a problem with my web browser, not a problem with my center mouse button itself. So, you know, I would put up with the occasional, you know, tabbed browsing, and the tab, you know, opening 6 or 8 times instead of the once that I wanted. Sorry, that just tickles me pink, watching that go like that. But eventually it reached the point where the left click would do the same thing. Every time you tried a single left click, which is not too bad in Minecraft, but in the real computer world, when you try to select something and instead you pick it up and drag it or double click it or activate it, that got kind of annoying. So I switched to my backup mouse. And the backup mouse, the center mouse button works just fine. The left mouse button works just fine, but the right mouse button, sometimes I get a double instead of a single click on it. And in Minecraft, that means sometimes I place extra blocks. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. Oh, I was going to show you something else here. So let's say instead of that, you put plain blocks here. Oops. And where is me a pressure plate? You put pressure plates here, and let's say this is a little hallway or something down which you have your melon farm. Say it's a part of your base or something. So now you come in from a long day of adventuring, you're hungry, you need food. Just by walking in, you harvest your melons. And of course, it's more impressive if you have all these. Stupid mouse. So eventually I'm going to have to buy a new mouse. Okay, so you come in from a long day's adventuring, and tons and tons of food. And using the same method with more water and more redstone and more repeaters. In fact, you could do the same thing over on this side, feeding off the same trigger. Double the melons. In fact, I think I'll do that. Stand by. Okay, that was quite a bit more work than I thought it would be, but we currently have a working double-sided melon farm. Actually, let's see. Where's some more glass blocks? And we'll make it all nice and even here. So, as you can see down below, we have redstone coming from under here, which will be powered by pressure plates. Voila. Here. They will activate, the pressure plates will supply power to these 3 blocks here, which will supply power to the redstone wire, which will come down here and be branched off to each of these repeaters, which will feed into these sticky pistons, which will push up these soil blocks, which will cause these melons to be harvested. Once again, over here I put a water block behind there, which goes out 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually a single water block somewhere here in the middle would probably work for all these, but it might interfere with the redstone wiring. So let's wait a few minutes until all these melons grow, and then I'll show you how it works. Oh, while we're waiting, let me mention we have a new subscriber, King099100, I believe is how his username goes. He is subscriber number 42. Want to welcome him to the channel and give a big thank you to all my existing subscribers. Really appreciate you. You are the man. Well, on average, about 3.5 of you are the woman, but in general, you are the man. You know, one thing I love about creative mode, you can just pour lava everywhere and just watch it flow down. Oop, stay away, sheepies. You don't need to be around that. Just watch it flow down, make little volcanoes, just generally have a grand old time. Alrighty, now where did I leave my melon farm? This is embarrassing. Oh good, and while we were gone, they looks like they all grew. Alright, so now you come back from a long day's adventuring, you've been attacked by creepers, you're hungry, you're tired, and all you want is something to eat, maybe some nice nutritious melons, so you can just walk into your base and poof, you are just surrounded by melons. And it takes just a second or two to gather them all up, and then you just be sure to retill the soil using your handy hoe. And I understand in a future version of Minecraft this will not be necessary. And then you just go off. Oops, didn't quite make the jump there, but then you just go off adventuring again, and hopefully when you come back the melons will have regrown. Okay, we've already had to say melon grow while we're sitting here, and that actually, I'm glad that happened because I was wondering if this was enough light to harvest this. All you have to do is walk in. And that just never gets old. Did I not just harvest that? I don't know if that's a glitch or no. Or if that just grew back just immediately. Creative mode's a little strange anyway. Okay, well, there goes another one. The more melons you have, the melons grow kind of randomly. And so the more you have plants you have, the more you can, more chance that there will be one recently grown when you come in. Oh, by the by, if you somehow mess up and lose your melon plants, let's see, we've got to say workbench, or crafting table rather, and the melon. If you put a melon in the crafting table, you get nothing. Never mind. If you put a melon in, put a melon slice, melon. All right. If you put a melon slice in the crafting table, you can gather seeds from it. And one melon slice equals one seed. And you think, well, that's not a very good trade-off, but once the melon plant is established, it can grow many, many melons as long as you don't make a mistake and knock it down. Alrighty, I think that's enough melon farming for today. This is Uncle Troy signing out. Please have a good night.